That was fun. I know you had fun with that last section. But now that we've had fun with making the beat, now it's time for us to mix the beat, because it doesn't really matter how great a beat is. If it's not mixed correctly, it just will not sound right. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix it. I'm not going to go into any advanced stuff about mixing, but what I am going to do is some gain staging. I'm going to show you how to really fine tune that sound. I'm going to show you how to add some effects and do some things like that. And it should be fun. All right, let's get to it, man. Let's go. So now that we have created our beat, now we need to try to fine tune it by using some of the Akai Force mixing tools, effects, things like that. Really just trying to find that balance that we need to make sure that when someone hears our music, they're like, yo, that sounds very good. It's mixed right. It's not distorted, and everything is awesome. So let's listen to the beat again, and let's try to find some opportunities here to where we can mix some things. Let's take a listen. All right, so what I'm gonna do right off the muscle is I'm going to isolate my drums, and I'm going to isolate all of my ambient sounds. The way I do that is we're going to utilize the mixer for this, okay? The way we're going to do that is I'm going to fade to the right, and I'm going to put my drums on the right side. And the way that I'm going to do that is by selecting all of my drum elements, so I know that the free pack is where most of my drums are. So I'm just going to hit the B here, hit B there, hit B there, and then I'm going to select this last one here, and then I'm going to just assign that to B as well. Let's go here, B, right? So that's assigned to B. So now if I hit everything else in the A section, that should take all of my ambient sounds, including my sample, to the other side. Let's test that theory. Now what I do want to do is I want to bring my bass over there. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that that bass frequency is sitting in the right location and not overwhelming my kick. Sounds good. I like that. All right, now let's hear our other sounds. Our sample sounds good. Our lead sounds good. Let's listen to the lead. Let's say if we wanted to add some reverb to that, we can go to our effects here. And then right here you have 4 effects that you can use at one time. I'm going to just click the first one. I'm going to go to my reverb here. I'm going to click on reverb. I'm going to click in. Then I'm going to click that. And then now I'm in my reverb parameters. Okay. I can go in and take the mix down. And the mix is just how much the reverb is going to affect the sound. If I turn it down, you can see it doesn't affect it at all. But if I bring it in, see we have space now. Now I can change the room size of this if I want it to be even more spacier. No space. Pretty much turning it off. 40% sounded like about right. Now you can go over here and you can change what type of effect reverb it is. So you have different options here. You have large, just different options, but we're going to stick with small studio room. I tend to like that one. So we can jump out of that and we can get back to our pan and volume if we want to. We can unsolo that. So just so that we are 100% clear about what's inside of this mixer, you can actually go in and mute solo. You can actually record from this section. You can actually do some automation from this section here. If you're looking at this track going down, you also have your pan here as well. So if I want to take this sound and I wanted to pan it, let's go ahead and solo it and pan it to my right ear, to my left ear, or I can keep it in the middle here. And remember, you can highlight, you can use your finger to adjust volume here. If I want to release that, I just release that solo. Let's bring it all in together. Sounds good. Let's hear the drums again. I like what I'm hearing. Now, from an organizational standpoint, if I wanted to have all my drums together, we could easily move tracks inside of our mixer by double clicking on the track, and then I can just move it to a different position here, and then I can close it out. And now, as you can see, I have all of my tracks here all together if I wanted to do it that way. And then I could actually move these tracks over as well into the third section. Like it's 7 now. If I want to move it to 3, I can move it to 3 just that easily. Close it. Now that's at 3. And then if I want to move this one to 4, I can move this one to 4. And then boom, now we have all our drums on the end, and then we have all our other elements on the other side. Let's see how that looks now. I think we got one more drum sitting here though. We can move it though. Actually, that's just our sample holder. I like it. So now we know, if we go back to the matrix, that all of our tracks are sitting here. We didn't even really use this. A lot of times what I normally do is I will create a drum track and I will put my samples inside of that drum track just to hold it there while I'm working on other things. If we go back and listen, that's that sample there. And we have that as well, which sounds kind of cool, but we don't need that anymore because we have our track. So all we have to do is hold delete and delete that first one here. And now we're pretty much clean and we can go ahead and launch again. I love that. Pretty much that was just basic mixing. I showed you how to do some gain staging. I showed you how to add an effect. There's a lot more you can do with this, but that is just a basic part of it. All right, man, let's move on to launching clips, because that is what the Force is all about, is launching clips. And this is why I fell in love with it. Let's go.